Welcome back. I'm Felix. Start off by trying to remember to say, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm reacting to Brit's reacted 10 myths about Americans Europeans thought were true. I've reacted to one of his videos before. I mainly react to him because he sometimes will ask questions or say something, so I'll ask about him. I'll answer them best I can. So let's see what he's got for this one. I'll put a link for it, of course, for his video and the video he's watching. Alright, let's see what he's got.
Things I thought all Americans did before visiting the USA for the first time. This is going to be a fun video to get into. See what kind of myths and stereotypes you thought Americans did before going to America. Before we do get into this video, I appreciate if you guys can hit that subscribe button. Let's go straight to this and see what we got.
Okay, the first thing that shocked me, especially when I went to Texas for the first time, was
the
lack.
Texas. Yeah, Texas is his own country. Let's just start off there.
Of cowboy hats.
Oh.
I genuinely thought that pretty much.
I kind of figured that's where she was going to go. Yeah, not everyone in Texas wears cowboy hats.
A lot of Texans were going to be wearing cowboy hats.
Okay.
And that was not the case. And
I can't say that me personally, I thought this. Obviously, I do refer to like Western movies and stuff like that with the cowboy hats and stuff like that, but I didn't think everybody was wearing them, you know what I'm saying? But I'd be very surprised if you don't see anyone wearing them, though. I would say that. Surely do.
It depends on where you go in Texas, because cowboy hats aren't as popular as you might think. Are there people that wear them? Yes. And it's not just Texas. There are people other places that wear them, but yeah, you don't see people really wearing cowboy hats that often.
People wear them, especially in Texas, right? But I wouldn't think everyone did.
people in the comments were saying, oh, there's a difference between a cowboy hat and just a hat or a
cowboy.
Was it maybe?
Huh?
But yeah, I thought a lot more people would wear cowboy hats. But no, a lot of people wear baseball caps in the United States.
Right.
That surprised me. Like, people wear baseball caps all the live long day. Like,
It's kind of like a baseball cap. I'm pretty sure.
It is a baseball cap. They're all baseball. If they look like that, that's a baseball cap. So, in case you were wondering, that is a baseball cap.
Sure, that's what it's called, right? I don't even know. There's all different terms for caps, but I don't even know.
the baseball cap is a way of life in America. The next
I do
thing
love
that
my
surprised me
caps.
is I thought it would be a lot louder. I know people have a joke about how when
Yeah, every time I watch one of these videos, they always talk about how loud Americans are. And obviously, it's a stereotype. And I think they probably... And most of the people who say Americans are loud have never actually encountered Americans. So it's like they're just going based on what stereotypes they hear.
Americans are outside of America, you guys talk very loudly.
Yeah, I hear this a lot, bro. People saying Americans are very loud.
And that can be the case. So I did think that everybody was going to be talking loudly all the time.
Right.
And the strangest thing was...
I think where that comes from is you have Americans traveling to countries that they don't speak the language. And some Americans think if they talk louder, that that's going to help get across what they're talking about to someone who doesn't speak their language. When in reality, it doesn't make a difference.
was not the case. It's
Okay.
almost like when you're in a different environment, you talk more loudly,
Sure,
whereas the volume level is like very just like steady there.
I've heard like Americans in like public areas, like when they're having meals and stuff like that, you can hear them very loud and stuff. I kind of like that because I'm kind of loud myself. So yeah, it's just he wants to be sat around in the quiet, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I would not say Americans talk louder when in America, but that's an interesting phenomenon. I feel that should be studied.
Interested. Hey, you reckon Americans are like that they're relaxed and enjoy the quiet when you're in America, but when you go outside of America, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna show I'm American, be loud.
No, I still think it's because that's the thing here in America, where if they're talking, some Americans when they're talking to someone who doesn't speak the language, they yell at them, like they get louder and thinking that's going to help, and it's like that's not going to help. And I've seen them talk to actual deaf people and get louder. It's like that's not gonna make a difference. But
By some scientisty people. The next thing that I thought would be way more prevalent was pets as wild animals.
Huh?
She said it the wrong way around.
Huh?
Duh. Now, there is a whole thing about the flyover.
Oh, wild animals as pets. Okay, I'm glad she cleared that up. Yeah. Yeah, no, the standard pets, usually dog and cat and bird, maybe guinea pig, but not everyone tries to go out in the wild and tame a wild animal and make it a pet.
And I haven't visited them yet because they...
Yo, what in the myth is this, bro? You think Americans have wild animals for pets?
TikTok, social media shows certain people taking raccoons, possums, wild boars, so on and so forth, as pets. And that is not all Americans. Even someone trying to take bears as pets. Yeah. It's highly recommended that you don't do that. Especially raccoons, because raccoons can have rabies. Where I live, there was a huge rabies outbreak among the raccoons. So yeah, definitely do not try to take raccoons or possums or animals like that as pets. Because most of them can bite clean through your hand.
Documentaries, like, people have, like, tigers and stuff for pets, but I just think that was, like, the rare few, you know what I'm saying?
They are the flyover states. And it's not that I don't want to. People are often like, why do you only go to... It's because I've done like a 17-hour flight or whatever it is. And usually I've done 2 flights. I've stopped over somewhere. And
Right.
the idea of getting on another plane then, it's just like... So I do want to go to the flyover states. I just haven't yet. But maybe this is more...
What are flyover states?
I was wondering that myself. What's a flyover state? I'm going to have to go into his comments to see what a flyover state is. In fact, let me see if anyone in the comments actually said what a flyover state is. I still don't know what a flyover state is. Is it a state you have to fly over to get to another state? Is that a flyover state? Let me see here. Oh, so yeah, I guess that's a flyover state. So basically the states that are within the United States, like the ones that you can't just fly from outside the country and reach. You got to fly past the ones on the outside edge all the way to the interior of the United States. Okay, that makes sense. 'Cause I'm like, what is a fly? I've never heard that term ever. So I don't think that's an American term. I'm going to say that's probably more of, if it is an American term, I'll be honest, it's the first time I've ever heard of it. I've never heard of a flyover state. But, okay, that was interesting.
What is that?
prevalent there. Wild animals as pets. I've seen a lot of
Interesting.
documentaries and stuff where people have like monkeys or tiger cubs
Right.
or raccoons as pets. And I've yet to meet an actual person.
Yo,
You gotta watch with the monkeys. They will literally tear your face off. In fact, there was a situation not too long ago where I'm gonna say it might have been a chimpanzee, but it tore apart a police car, ripped a woman's face off, bit another woman. I think it killed its owner. I can't remember, but yeah, they ended up having to put it down. But yeah, monkeys, chimpanzees, they are not good pets. Do not keep them as pets. They weren't meant to be pets. Because if they get pissed at you, there's nothing you can do.
we've all seen, you know what, I actually haven't even seen it, but I've seen clips. The Tiger King. And that's why we think everyone's got wild animals as pets. But well, I say everyone thinks. I definitely don't think America has wild animals as pets, but sure.
Who has one of those things? Do you have one? Let me know below in comments.
Yeah, you know what? Interesting, actually. If you know anyone with a wild animal as a pet, let me know in the comments. And let me know what pet is it.
If you do, I want to hear all about that life. Can I visit you also? I'm half curious.
She was murdered!
The next thing, I'm going to say this in a
What was that? I missed something.
whisper because I don't want to start anything.
Uh-oh.
But I did think that pretty much all Americans would have pew-pews. I thought that...
Oh, yeah. No. Not all Americans have guns. I mean, there is a large percentage of people that have guns, but you'll find most Americans don't have guns. But yeah, so that is not a thing.
Like, that was the idea
Okay.
you get when you watch film and television.
Yeah, I can't lie. I think most people outside America think the majority of Americans have guns. But even myself, I learned that like a lot of people in America haven't even seen a gun. Or like seen a gun many times. Or seen them in their areas.
No, I've handled guns before. I can shoot a gun. I can load it. I can take care of one. I don't own one. I've never had, well, I won't say I've never had the urge to own one, but yeah, I just never wanted to get, and then when I had kids, I definitely didn't want to get in the house. My luck, my kids are curious, my luck, they would get a hold of it, so. But, and I know some people are like, well, you just keep it up, keep it out of reach. Trust me, there are situations where kids have still managed to get a hold of the gun, bypass all the safety features, and then shoot themselves. So, yeah, in some cases you can take all the precautions. You can even take and teach the kids how to use guns and stuff still happens. But that's just my thoughts on it. But then again, there are a lot of kids who handle guns just fine. So I just didn't want to take that chance.
A lot of people in America don't actually own a gun, but then again, like, a lot do. I don't know what the exact ratio is, but yeah, I talk to you guys all the time in my streams and stuff. A lot of you have loads of guns, and a lot of you guys don't even touch them.
Television is that everybody has one, or every household has one.
Right.
And that's just the way of life. But that's actually
Normal.
not the case at all. Like, most people seem to not have... Actually, that's a statistic I wouldn't mind looking up.
Yeah.
What percentage of American households have a gun?
Oh, interesting.
Okay. About 4 in 10 US adults say they live in a household with one, including 32% who say they personally own one. So that's
Okay, so that's like 40% households have a gun. Interesting. Less than half.
like...
Very interesting.
That's less than half. And that
Yeah.
surprises me.
Just a little reminder, maybe you want to give
Yeah, I can't lie. I'm with her on this one. Like, I think most people outside America did think most people in America have guns. Yeah, that's just...
Fast-forwarded.
It's the movies, man. It's the movies and TV shows and stuff like that.
to do so, like,
Aw.
comment, and subscribe. That is a fantastic gift for us this Christmas.
The next thing is, I thought that when I was in America, most Americans would identify as American.
Huh?
Okay, so we get that when people...
Nope. Some people identify as Italian, Irish, if they're from African countries, or that African country. Just like in the UK when it comes to that. Like if they're from Kenya, they say they're Kenyan, even though they were raised in America. Let's say they'll even say they're like 7th generation Jamaican born in America, so on and so forth. So, yeah, so that's not a British. I know in the UK, the UK they do that, and they do it here in America. So, I identify as American.
Ireland, for example, they're going to be like, oh, my family is part Irish, my grandmother, my great-grandmother. And that makes sense because it's in the context of you guys being in Ireland.
Wait, what do Americans identify as? Huh?
But actually, when you're in America, like, people flat out say, I'm Irish, or I'm Spanish, or I'm German. And I thought
What?
when I was in America, you guys would be more inclined to be saying that you're American. And it's an interesting topic of conversation.
Wait, but you're in America. Yo, I'm so confused.
There are people who are 5th generation Italian. They'll say 5th generation Italian. Yeah, it's a thing over here. They hold on to that. And then it's like, and it's not just Italians, but there are several people who are so proud that they're this and that, and they don't identify as American. They identify as whatever they were raised to identify as.
Wait, so she's gone to America and she wants people in America to be saying they're American. But you know they're American. You're in America. Okay, no, I'm confused, bro. I don't understand, like, if she said, like, if they went abroad. But that's like someone coming to me in the UK and I haven't said I'm English. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think you know I'm English, bro. Like British, right? I don't know. Interesting one.
be saying that you're American. And it's an interesting.
Maybe
topic
I
of
missed the
conversation,
point.
I think because I find it very interesting that you guys are so invested in your history and your cultural
Right.
heritage, because pretty much throughout Europe we don't care. Or if somebody has a parent.
Wait, so you mean is that our history and stuff? Yeah, me personally, I don't really care about my history and stuff like that.
And they're from another country, like they might mention that. Like for example, my friend in school, her dad was from Nigeria, but she was born in Ireland and her mom is Irish, so she just says she's Irish. And obviously
Right.
if she was asked about her heritage, she'd say she's part African. But in America, it's like the first thing that people say. It's just very interesting. The next
Interesting.
thing
Okay.
I thought was a
Is that true, by the way? I can't wait to see the comments on that one. Let me know if you guys do that or not.
apart from
Yeah, there are a lot of people who do that. I do know a little about my heritage, but I'm like them. I actually don't care. I know there's a lot of people who think if you don't know your heritage, you don't know who you are. That's a lie. My heritage has nothing to do with who I am. Who I am is who I am.
maybe New York and California was that everybody would say howdy and y'all. And might I say, y'all is a
Howdy, y'all.
great word I have adopted because it really does narrow.
Wait, what word?
And might I say, y'all is a great word I have adopted because
You know what? I agree with her, bro. Not so much howdy. Like, howdy sounds cool, but you'll never see me saying howdy. Unless you guys come into my stream and you say howdy, I'll say howdy back. That's cool. But, y'all, I really like that word. I really hope, like, within the next few years, we fully adopt it. And it don't just sound weird saying it in the UK. Like, y'all.
That's not just a Southern thing. There are people all over the U.S. do use y'all. Like, what y'all fixing to do? Something. And so that's not just a Southern thing. I've heard people from different states use that.
Because, bro, it's perfect, man. It shortens you all. It sounds good. You know what I mean? Like, y'all okay? Right? Bro, let's just adopt it, man.
it really does narrow things down. You don't have to say
Yeah.
you all. That is a
Yeah.
good word. We have an equivalent
like it.
of
I
howdy,
agree.
which is howya in Ireland. Well, mostly
Hey,
in
what?
you all. That is a good word. We have an equivalent of howdy, which is howya in Ireland. Well, mostly
Howya.
in Dublin. But I did think that everybody went around saying howdy all the time outside of California and New York. The next thing that I thought about America
Howdy, 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 howdy.
I don't think I've ever actually heard anyone say howdy, unless it's like jokingly, but just talk to someone. I never really heard. I've done it jokingly, but I've never actually really used it.
Where in America is it that say howdy a lot?
before I actually went
I don't really think. I can't think of anywhere that really uses the word howdy. At least not anymore.
outside of California and New York. The next thing that I thought about America before I actually went was that everybody had very extreme political beliefs.
Okay.
That is thanks to the media, social media, that the world thinks we have these extreme political views. Not everyone has these extreme political views. I don't have an extreme political view. I'm voting for the person who I think won't blow us up, basically what it comes down to. That's my political view. If I think you won't get me killed, that's who I'm going to vote for.
Okay, this is something I stay out of. As
That's smart. I try to avoid politics at all costs, to be honest with you. I might say something if something funny happens, but as for my actual political views, I don't talk about them. I know I just said I'm voting for the person who won't blow us up, but that's the most that I talk about politics is that. I avoid politics and religion. You can't win with those.
especially not being in America, I really like to stay out of political views.
When I say you can't win with, what I mean by that is like, it's a never-ending conversation. There's no end to it. And God forbid you have extremists, you'll feel like running for your life. I've talked to some extremists about politics and religion. Well, let me phrase it. They talked to me about it, and I tried to avoid it, but they kept going. It's like, how do I get out of this conversation? I've been trying to walk away, and they keep walking with me. It's like, it's to the point where I'm ready to run.
I have seen conversations in my comments and stream and stuff like that, but where it gets very political, and the people who do get political are really extreme. I ain't gonna lie. But that doesn't mean everyone is. Do you know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean everyone is. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of Americans in my stream and stuff. I meant to stream a lot because that's where I talk to you on like a more personal level and I can like actually engage in conversation. So like, a lot of you guys really don't care about political views either. Or you're not a stream, so it's kind of just, you know, you just got people that are and then people that aren't, bro.
And for that, I blame the
Yeah. I like it better when people don't care about politics or religion.
internet, probably. On the internet, everybody is extreme. There is no nuance. That is not a thing that exists.
That is true.
But the majority of American people, and people in general, have more complex viewpoints than the internet would let you believe. There are, of course, people who are, like, very extreme, but, like, the majority of people, I think, are just kind of, like, fairly in the middle-ish. They might be one thing or the other, but they're not as extreme as the internet would have you believe, or indeed movies and television shows. The next thing that I believed was that Americans have huge breakfasts every single day.
Actually, I had breakfast today, actually. I didn't even have breakfast today. Or did I? No, I had leftover sushi. That was my breakfast. Leftover sushi and pineapple chicken and rice. That was my breakfast. It was leftover food. Yeah, and I don't always eat breakfast every day. I eat it if I feel like it, but otherwise I skip breakfast a lot of times. You know, we were raised breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Turns out that's a lie. I actually now have adopted to eat when I'm hungry, and it's worked. I've lost a lot of weight doing that, so I'm going to keep doing that. Just eat when I'm hungry. Now, when I say eat when I'm hungry, I mean eat when my body really says I'm hungry, and that seems to be working. I went from 388 to I think I'm holding at 365 right now. So yeah, I'm just going to keep doing that.
You don't? Oh, don't tell me this is a myth. Don't tell me this is a...
The next thing that I believed was that Americans have huge breakfasts every single day. In movies and TV shows, again, you just have this huge...
pancakes, waffles.
Breakfast thing.
Actually, when Americans watch that stuff, like, who has time to eat all that? Because they always show the people running out the house. They have the housewife making this huge breakfast and no one eats it. My thing is, first of all, let's stop doing that in movies and TV shows. That's so stupid. Secondly, no one's doing that. You know, they might do it like once in a while for like a Sunday or Saturday breakfast for the family, but otherwise that's planned out ahead of time. Otherwise, it's like most families fend for yourself, or a bowl of cereal, or microwave pancakes, or something like that.
Turned out, I've talked about this one before on the channel, and
you don't do that.
See the teenager leaving with a bite of toast and their mom's after making like 3-course breakfast.
I did breakfast.
I did breakfast. And I think that is very much done for visual stuff.
Right, okay.
From talking to you guys,
honestly, most of the myths that we have of America that we believe just come from like movies and TV shows. It really does.
What most people would have in the States is like a bowl of muesli, or
what's muesli?
A breakfast cereal. Or
what's muesli? This sounds like a musical of...
I've heard of muesli, but I still don't know what it is. I've heard that word before in reference to food. I've never bothered to look it up. Still not going to look it up.
Some of you just have like coffee on the go. I'm a big breakfast lover.
That's me, coffee on the go. That's me. I'm a coffee on the go kind of guy.
But yeah.
Listen, I have to wake up. I can't even eat straight away. Is anyone else like this? Let me know how your morning routine goes. Do you get food or drink or whatever, right? When I wake up, I cannot start my day without a coffee, bro. I need a coffee before anything. I can't eat or anything before my coffee.
I work from home, so I wake up with about 5 to 10 minutes before I got to clock in. I have enough time to get my computer up and running and get the time clock up and then clock in for work. And I usually get everything up as I'm working because I don't use all the tools all at once. So I can pull them up as I need them, or if I know I might need them for the day, I'll pull them up. But yeah, I just roll out of bed, go over to my computer, and start my day. And then if there's a lull or a break, I might run and grab something quick to eat, or because I work from home, I can run downstairs to the refrigerator, grab something, make some coffee. I'm not a huge coffee drinker, but I'll make some coffee if I feel like I'm dragging. But otherwise, yeah, I don't have to eat breakfast. You know, I can wait. Sometimes I'll wait till almost lunchtime, and then I'll end up eating brunch. I might fix something between what I need to do, and then, like I said, if there's a lull, I'll go fix me something real quick, and I'll eat that while I'm working, and then when lunch rolls around, I'll go do something that I need to take care of. Or maybe I'll just relax and veg out on my phone for a half hour. But yeah, I can just skip breakfast. I've always kind of skipped breakfast. I'm not a big breakfast eater. I like the breakfast foods, but I can eat those anytime.
Coffee first, and then get on with the day.
I definitely thought that breakfast was like a much more bigger deal.
Oh, I thought it was.
The next thing is, I thought everybody had huge cars. And I was surprised
Wait,
when I went to the USA for the first time. I went to LA. I was surprised.
Now, in this day and age, most people have small cars. Gas is expensive. Or there's more electric cars now. But yeah, we haven't had huge cars since the 80s or 90s, to be honest with you. Cars started shrinking, I think in early 2000. They got big again for a while, but recently they shrunk it. Like the Chevy Equinox, they shrunk it, actually. Because my wife parked her Equinox, which was an older version, next to one of the newer ones. And we noticed there was a huge difference. They shrank the length by a little bit, and they shrank the height as well. So it's like, why did they do that to the Equinox? So,
Wait, hold on. I've seen loads of videos on America. I don't see many small cars. I see a lot of trucks when I watch vlogs and stuff.
yeah, it's social media. Reality is more people have small cars, small vehicles. SUV, like I said, even SUVs have been shrunk. My sister recently just got is that a hybrid? Or, what's the name? I can't think of. It's not quite an SUV, but it's not a car. It's kind of in between mid-size SUV. I can't think of the name. But yeah, she got a small, it's basically almost like a hatchback. Is basically what she got.
I would say compared to the UK, you definitely have a lot more huge cars.
Oh yeah.
There are so many huge cars. Like,
Right.
A lot of you guys do have humongous cars.
Yeah, they're
but
massive.
There are also people who just have regular cars. Something that did take me by surprise is how prevalent Teslas are in the...
Yo, I can't lie, your regular cars are bigger than our regular cars. Like when you compare the UK and America cars, bro, yours are averagely big. I'm telling you right now. They are. Your cars won't fit down our roads. They just won't.
Last 5 years, like, there are so many Teslas in the
I'm
United
seeing
States,
loads.
and that's not something that's reflected so much to us here in Europe.
The power.
Wait, no. There's a lot of Teslas in the UK now. If I get in my car and drive down the road, I guarantee I'll see, like, I don't know how many numbers. But I'll see a lot, bro.
Tesla
Even where I live, there's a lot of Teslas, a lot of electric cars, and there's even a couple of Cybertrucks. By the way, those Cybertrucks are ugly. I stand on that. Those things are ugly. They're the new Aztec, Pontiac Aztec. What's funny is I saw a meme saying it's the Cybertruck is the Pontiac Aztec with PlayStation 2 graphics or something like that. So yeah, those things are ugly. They're just ugly.
is a huge thing in the US.
Yeah,
but not
it's starting to be
has
huge
cars.
everywhere.
Some people just have regular cars, like little Fords or little Nissans. Or I'm not really good at car brands, but they're just like normal cars. They're not like
Right.
humongous cars. And
You know what I want to ask? I want to ask this, right? And I'm actually going to check the comments and see what you guys are saying about this topic right here, right? I really want a Tesla, right? I don't know when I'll be able to get one. But if I do get a new car, I'll probably opt for a Tesla, yeah?
Watch it with those Teslas. They try to sneak little secret things in the contracts when you buy a Tesla. Like you can't just resell it. You can't do whatever you want to it. A lot of those things have been struck down saying they're illegal. But yeah, at least here in the States, I don't know about in the UK if they can get away with that. But yeah, definitely watch that. Because I guess there was something with the Cybertrucks they try to sneak something in there like you can't resell it or something like that. It was weird.
Every time I say that, you got like people from America, because like Tesla's very popular in America. People from America in my streams tell me, do not buy one. Are they like actually? But like, does anyone watching this own a Tesla? Hey, listen, actually, let me know if you think they're good to buy. I won't be buying one anytime soon anyway, so they'll probably improve even more.
From what I understand, they're a hassle to get fixed. That's the biggest problem. If you break down, it's not like you can just take it to your local garage. A Tesla mechanic has to come to you and fix it. And you can't work on it yourself. Tesla will like shut your car down or something. It's weird. And they try to make you buy a subscription to access your car. It was like subscription-based car is basically what you're getting.
And if you own a Tesla, let me know in the comments, and then let me know if it's good or not. The advantages, disadvantages. I want to know. Because if I do buy a new car in the next few years, it will be a Tesla. But that's where my headspace is. But it won't be anytime soon. They're quite pricey over in the UK. I ain't gonna lie.
And the number one thing, and I'm kind of like, ugh, when I say this now, but I really did think it was the case. I thought all of the USA, I'm almost embarrassed to say,
huh?
Because I know it's a continent.
Where are we going with
you
this?
have all different types of weather. I know that now, but my 18-year-old brain did not compute. I thought that everybody in America, apart from like maybe the Sunshine State, I thought you all had a white Christmas every year. Because that's what it's like in the movies.
Yeah, there are places where it never snows. And if it happens to snow there's something going on.
You know what? I actually thought... Listen, right. I'm the same. I thought America all had the same weather, bro. I didn't realize how big America was. This is when I was younger, obviously. Same as her, right? I thought you all had the same weather.
I can see in other countries why you would think that. Because the U.S., most states in the U.S. are larger than most countries. So I can understand why you would think that. That's one I could see you misunderstanding. Yeah, even where I live, there's a thing that they say, you know, if you don't like the weather, just drive an hour. And literally one day, I remember as a kid, we were driving to see my grandmother. It's all sunshine. My mom makes a turn. We're going down the road and we look at it and it's just dark. And it's a curtain of rain. It's a literal curtain of rain. And we're looking at this like, whoa, it was so cool. And we drove into it and it was like the sun just vanished. It was like, oh my God. And the first time that happened, it was awesome. And it still happens. Like you can drive into a rainstorm and just keep driving. And then when you reach the other side, it's sunshine, just bright sunshine.
It never went from extreme to extreme. Bro, you have every type of weather, every type of extreme. It's crazy over there. It's literally crazy over there, man.
Look, it's snowing!
So I thought Americans could pretty much count on the fact that you would get snow on Christmas Day. But when I actually sit down
Obviously,
and think about it, I realize how silly that is. But yeah, that's what I thought. Let me know below in comments if there are any assumptions you had about Europe before you visited.
So, like I said, I'll leave a link to both their videos. But yeah, the weather one, I could definitely see misunderstanding that. Not realizing how big the United States is. But yeah, we have every weather. From extreme hot to extreme cold. You can have weather taller than some semis. Like you can get snow drifts taller than some semis, depending on what part of the state you're in. But yeah, it can get extremely cold and extremely wet, extremely hot. Yeah, that was fun. That was interesting going through, seeing what she thought and stuff. Once again, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll leave a link for both their videos. All right, everyone, take care.